Hello everybody and welcome. I'm Eustace Pharmer, and that's right, as the title suggests, we're going to try to slap out some bugs today. So I was preparing for a mod review video, and as I was going along, I discovered a few curious things, we should say. And I thought it would warrant a separate video to share these with you because I feel that these have already been a source of frustration for some people that play the game, and for those who haven't run into this, it's going to frustrate you if you don't know about it in advance. So the first one on deck is the mixing wagon. Now, this is a giant's problem, okay? This happens no matter if it's an in-game wagon, if it's a modded mixing wagon, doesn't matter. I've tested it on two here, and the same deal occurs. What am I talking about? I'll show you. As you see, the mixing wagon is full, 16,000 capacity. Now this bale should sit right on top or it should bounce off. It does not. This thing will keep taking bales as long as you want to put them in there. Now I have the buy bales mod, so I had 3 stacks of bales here, 8 each, and it took them all. The first set I bought, it took them all, okay? So it's going to keep taking those, and it's going to put them somewhere out in the universe for somebody else to enjoy. Now, it made me start thinking, maybe it's the buy bales mod, because to be fair, it's a beta mod, and I don't think it has been updated since Farming Sim 17 had come out. So I thought, well, maybe there's an incompatibility with the latest patch. Wrong. I went and I did a little grass work over here, and I baled up using in-game equipment some grass bales to make them silage, and the same deal occurs over here, and I'll show you. I'll fill this up and then I'll be back once this is full and we can put the extra bales in. Okay, so there you go. There's 16,000. So as standard, every bale in the farming simulator game that's not modded is a 4,000 unit bale. And the reason why I say not modded is because I demonstrated a Flegel palleting system, and that made 3,000 unit bales. So see, it'll keep on taking them as long as you want to put them in there. So I mean, here's the problem with this, guys. If you're, let's say that you've got just enough bales to make a wagon load or 2 wagon loads of mixed ration, and you know you're with a friend or you're doing your YouTube video live streaming and you're talking away and you're really not paying attention, and you just start tossing bales in and you toss in one too many. Well, if you do that, you're up poop creek in a screen canoe, because now you're going to have to either buy more bales or go make more bales because you're going to be short, because it's not going to bounce off. It's going to go to the universe. So there you go. So I think I've demonstrated that enough with that one. So next on deck. So this back mixing wagon is a 12,000 capacity wagon, and this is by Black Sheep Modding. It takes round and square bales. The square bales, you can jam it in there. It's not too gentlemanly a process, but they will go. So we'll just walk over here and we'll shake, rattle, and roll, and in it goes. Like I said, the square bales don't go in pretty, but it works. There you go. So it's going to keep on taking them. Definitely something that Giants needs to work out. I don't recall this happening in 2015. They would usually just sit on the top, and then so if you mistakenly put it in there and you couldn't get a fork to get it out, it would start to change after you started emptying your unit. So that being said, what I did was I thought to myself, okay, there's potentially over 16,000 units in here. What happens if I dump it out? Will it start to recognize and maybe give me whatever I put in there, 32,000? You know, if I was to pick it back up. So I dumped it all out on the ground, and then I picked it all up with my milling machine and trailer, and I got exactly 16,000. So the bales definitely delete. All right, folks, so here's the last culprit on the list. So there's 2 bugs with this, and one of them concerns the manual attach mod that's available on the in-game mod hub menu. It's an excellent mod. Now, I will say that this is debatable because is it manual attach or is it the merger? Because I have had no problems with manual attach with any other implement in the game but this particular unit. And being that this has another bug, I'm pointing my finger pretty much at this. But you let me know what you think. So here we go. So as you see, I can hook it up now just fine, and I can detach it just fine. However, let me move out of the way here, get a little more working room. Let's go ahead and let's unfold this bad boy. Okay, and we'll lower it down. There. So let's say that we just got done with all our work and we're going to go ahead and take off. So usually what I do is raise it up and then fold it. If you do these two procedures, you cannot disconnect the unit from the tractor using manual attach. If you disable manual attach, as you see here on screen, I disable it in my mod menu before I load my game. It works just fine without manual attach. So there is an incompatibility between that mod and this particular unit. So now, there, we'll disconnect the PTO. It's telling me to lower the merger. So how do you remedy this? Well, there's a couple of ways. Raising the unit before you fold it, just press X while it's in its lowered state, and then it will detach. But what that causes is the windrowing belts to rock back and forth because they don't engage these little claws. And I'll show you. So here we are, it's unfolded, it's down on the ground. Let's just press X and not raise it. You see the little lobster claws don't engage that top little pin there. Now this is going to cause the unit to rock back and forth. Now the merger will detach with manual attach now because it's what it wants. It's still recognizing it in its lowered state. So you can't have this. So you can either detach like this, or you can reset the merger or reset the tractor. Those are your options. Or you can disable manual attach if you know you're going to use the unit, and it'll work just fine with the regular vanilla way. Now, as far as this goes, this is that second bug I was telling you about. To me, I'm sorry, forgive my rant here, this is inexcusable because this is a paid DLC, and although it's a fair price, it's expensive. And this is something I know, I mean, how many people have encountered this problem? I watched my friend Dusty Dave do a review on this, and he folded it up after, you know, working the field, and it was rocking back and forth, and he was just like, huh, what in the heck's going on? And I had told him mistakenly, I said, don't move, let the unit fold up before you take off, and it will engage those little claws and you'll be fine. What I didn't realize was, out of force of habit, I always raise the unit up off the ground before I fold it, so it engaged every time. He didn't do that. He just pressed X and expected it to work like the others do. Like other windrowers, you just press X and it will raise up and fold. This doesn't do that. It doesn't raise up. I think in real life, this would not occur. There would probably be some kind of audible warning sound, or the unit would just not let you fold it up unless you raised it. Because it's a safety issue. And, I mean, things can get damaged, so forth and so on, blah, blah, blah. This needs to be addressed. All right, so it's in its lowered state now. We'll raise it up, and now I'll press X to fold it, and you'll see that the lobster claws there will engage those little pins. There you go. And it's not going to rock around. So that's how you fix that little deal. Like I said, we have official previewers for Farming Simulator 2017. We all saw them when the game first came out. We have Landy Kid, we have Silver TV, we have Brad M73 and Daggerwin, and I think even a gentleman named Killer Croc. Don't quote me on this, but I think he was one as well. But there was several. Why not give the DLC stuff to the previewers? before it's released in beta. Let them test it all out. Now, I know if anybody would find anything like this stuff, it would be Landy Kid. He would probably find that the first 2 minutes he walked around the thing and used it. But like the infinite, bale consumption on the mixing wagons and this, I mean, come on. This stuff needs to be tested for these common little things before they're released, especially for paid DLCs. So that's my rant on that. It's frustrating. Now, there's also something else that I have seen, and I've actually had a question about this. Okay, so once it's unfolded, it doesn't have to be on or down, but once you unfold it, you should get an extra option in your menu, and it's called the work mode. And as you see, it defaults to work mode middle. Up on my left menu, it'll say letter Y, work mode middle. Well, previously, that option was missing from my menu. It was nowhere to be found. What I did find was up on the top of the menu, it had a little 6 with a circle around it, and it corresponded to nothing on my keyboard, on my number pad, number row, my wheel, and nothing. So I went into my options menu, went over to where you map your controls out, and I found it down there, and it's right here. I'll put it up on screen for you. And what I saw in the gamepad section, there was that number 6 designation. It actually said 4,6. I think it might have been left over from when I used the control deck at one time, but that's weird because I never used the control deck on Farm Sim 17. So I don't know why it was left over, but what I did was I just clicked on it, I hit backspace, and that deleted them. Then you hit save and it's all set. And I left the letter Y, and then it came back. So now as you see, when I press Y, work mode left, work mode right, and work mode middle. So that's how you remedy that. And that goes for any piece of equipment. If you're looking for options in your menu to do a certain function and it's missing, that's usually the culprit. Is it's got another designation that's confusing it. You just go in there and remove that and it'll take it away. So there's definitely something going on here. So I thought this would have been addressed in the latest patch, but I was wrong. I hope it's addressed in a future patch. And to be quite honest, when people are reporting on the forum these common bugs, and if you have a fix for it, push the patch out. Don't wait, till you get 100 other things. Push it out. Get it fixed. Like I said, I know it's a little bit of a moaning session, but I figured if it was frustrating me, I'm sure it was frustrating a lot of you out there. Both longtime players, casual players, and new players alike. So I hope you don't feel that this was a waste of your time. I want to do my best to help you enjoy the game more and not have to be frustrated with certain things and spend hours scratching your head trying to figure it out. You guys are just awesome, and I want to share my knowledge when I get it. So please let me know what you think down in the comments section. And as always, I really appreciate you tuning in. And until we meet again, my friends, please take great care of yourself, okay? And bye-bye for now.